and welcome back to the channel Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. I am the Ginger Ninja and these are my movie reviews. Now forgive me, I'm a little bit rusty at this because it has been a while, but it's December, the holiday season is upon us, so I figured what better time than to dive back into this with some absolute Christmas classics. Starting with Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 3. Better watch out. Now, I thought I would start off with this one because Silent Night, Deadly Night Parts 1 and 2 do get talked about quite a bit. But I feel that the following sequels, maybe not so much, so I thought, let's dive in and check them out. Now, Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3 came out in 1989. It was directed by Monty Hellman, starring Samantha Scully, Billmoseley, Robertculp, Laura Harring, and many more. Now, just with that cast, you got Billmoseley and Robertculp and Laura Harring. So Billmoseley, we know he's been in heaps of things. Same with Robertculp. Laura Harring even starred in David Lynch films. Samantha Scully, I'm not entirely sure what she's been into, but you know, let's cross that bridge when we come to it. So before I do get into all the nitty-gritty of the film, I do want to thank all my new and my existing subscribers because there has been a massive uptake. So thank you very much for joining me on this journey as we look at all these films that I really somewhat enjoy. This one, well, we'll see if I really do enjoy it or not. But look, this is the third installment of the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise, and the film takes a huge departure from its predecessors by introducing a unique storyline that incorporates elements of supernatural horror and psychological thrillers type slasher genre. And it still does tie it back to the original and its sequel. Now the plot, and there will be spoilers ahead, so obviously if you have not seen this film, you've been warned. The comatose Ricky Caldwell reawakens and begins to stalk a blind woman who he shares a psychic connection with. So there you have it. That's the basic plot of the entire movie, and it's out there. It's definitely out there, but let's have a look and see how we go. So let's start out with the cast. Now, characterization takes a back seat in this film with really one-dimensional characters that are poorly developed, and they do fail to engage with the audience emotionally. Laura, played by Samantha Scully, struggles with her her struggles with her abilities, her psychic abilities are poorly explored. And her actual acting in it is really wooden and just, it seems a very forced effort. And that reduces her to merely a vessel for jump scares rather than, the character actually empathizing with her plight. The return of Ricky Caldwell, and we all know the classic Ricky Caldwell scene from number 2, but this time portrayed by Billmoseley, it's a missed opportunity to delve into his psyche, which you can see, and explore the aftermath of his previous murderous rampage. So it would have been really good to see more of that explored and what impact that had on him. Instead, Ricky is reduced to a generic boogeyman, robbing the narrative of any depth. Directing and writing. While there are instances of competent camera work, the overall cinematography lacks creativity and suspense found in earlier entries of the series. Like you look at, and I said it before, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, it's known for its garbageday thing, but overall that did have some really good cinematography in it. Same with the first one, like it had some really excellent kills in it. We know the classic Linnea Quigley death scene where lifted up and put onto the antlers, things like that. So very creative, really well done. The dream sequences in this they are visually striking, and this will come into the effects as well with the blood. There is one very early scene where there is a murder and the blood is just, it's very, I want to say almost Argento-esque. Like it looks very much like Argento's blood when it flies everywhere in an Argento film, you know. But look, all in all, they do come off as uninspired, and they do fail to generate a fully eerie atmosphere of a horror film. The reliance on cliche jump scares further detracts from any potential tension, and it leaves the audience more frustrated than frightened. Now, one of the film's redeeming qualities is its ability to capture a sense of holiday dread, which I know sounds really odd given what I just said, but the juxtaposition of Christmas imagery with gruesome violence, and I mentioned that with the splash of blood red coming across, you know, white, snow, blood, it really does create a stunning image. And it does create that unique atmosphere of that in that time, and it would be appealing to horror enthusiasts. But the traditional use of holiday elements such as carolers, festive decorations, it does heighten the unease to some extent, but it, you know, while it provides a chilling backdrop, it doesn't grab you in as much as previous films have. And now the effects. Like I mentioned, there are some good bloody scenes, but they are few and far between. Seeing Ricky walking around with his brain actually exposed is a nice still visual, but it comes across very goofy as he makes his way across country. It looks good, but still, it's very goofy. And I know we're supposed to have a suspension of disbelief, but that's pushing the boundaries of it. Now, rewatchability. Rewatchability is a tough one. Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3, Better Watch Out, is a film that attempts to infuse fresh elements into the slasher genre, but ultimately it does struggle to deliver a cohesive and compelling story. While it offers moments of novelty and psychological intrigue with the psychic aspect of it, the film's shortcomings in pacing, characterization, and production values hinder its overall impact. It does remain a curious entry and a good starting point for the remainder of the series. But while it showcases ambition and a missed opportunity to elevate the series beyond its slasher roots, it does sort of kickstart it in a way. And you'll see that in the fourth and fifth movies. Maybe not so much the fifth movie, but definitely the fourth movie. But it just doesn't have enough to it. Not enough to make me want to rewatch this every holiday season. I'll go back and I'll watch Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 1. Even Part 2. Part 2 is good for its moments, you know? But this one, it just doesn't have any highly memorable scenes to make me rewatch it. Like I said, Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. Garbage Day. Like, it's just fun to watch. It's just fun to have a laugh. This just does not have that in it. So there you have it. Overall, and despite its flaws, Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 does have some redeeming qualities. The exploration of the psychic connection between Laura and Billy, or Ricky. Is it Ricky or Billy in this one? Shit, I can't remember. But anyway, that's interesting. The blurred lines between reality and nightmare do add some intrigue to it, but it's been done, and it's been done better. The film's willingness to take risks with its narrative deserves acknowledgement, even if the execution falls short. So overall, for a score, Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3, it gets a 3 out of 10. It's not great, but I do appreciate what it tried to do. So there you have it. That is my review of Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3, Better Watch Out. Have you seen this movie? What do you think of it? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, it is Christmas time, like I said, so we are going to be doing Christmas movies all month, and you can guess what's coming up next week. But as for the rest of the, well, not the rest of the year, but for next year, what am I going to be doing next year? Well, do you like horror movies? Do you like trashy horror movies? Do you like the 80s? Well then, stick around because next year I'll be bringing back Trashy Tuesdays. That's right. I'll be looking at trashy horror films on Tuesdays. Well, Tuesdays in Australia, so wherever that is in the world for you. But that'll be kicking off next year. I will also be delving into the franchises. That's right. I'll be getting films that have more than 3 films in the series. I'll be looking at them. So, you'll have your classics like your Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I won't be doing Halloween because I've already done that one. Phantasm, Species, you name it. I've got a bunch of them all ready to go. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll be doing Franchise Friday. So if you've got any suggestions for trashy horror movies that you want to see me look at and review, let me know down in the comments below. Hit me up on Instagram or whatever, just send me a message. I'm happy to look into it and see if I can review it. If I can slot it in, I definitely will. I do have some other films coming up, which I'm really looking forward to checking out because these were given to me or gifted to me by a release company in Australia. So I'm really looking forward to checking them out and getting them out to you guys because they sound freaking awesome. Really looking forward to those ones. So anyway, look, I'm rambling. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Now, the actual characterization, the characters themselves, there are instances of competent camera work and overall cinematography lacks creative and
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising.